In this episode, we are going to try to change a timing chain on a Saturn Vue. I need a winter beater. I need something to drive this winter before snow flies. I don't want to drive the stink tank. If you watch my other videos, you know what truck that is. It's my white Chevy. I'm trying not to drive that in the winter. First thing we're going to do, I've never changed a timing chain before, by the way, on a Saturn Vue. This newer stuff, I'm a little lost. So we're going to do what we can. We're going to do the best we can. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get this hood off and get it out of the way so we can see down in that motor compartment and see what the heck's going on. If you can't find a small ratchet, just grab one of these. I don't know where my little battery ratchet is, so we're going to see if we can do it with this. I think we can get it into at least one of them. So we can get it into that top one. I don't know if we'll be able to get it into the bottom one. Uh-oh, we're jammed. And go ahead and, when you loosen it up, go ahead and let this thing get jammed in between the fender and the hood. Just let it bind right up on you. There's nothing, that's fine, no problem. I'm gonna have to grab us some help so I can get this hood all the way off. Okay guys, so I grabbed my daughter. She's gonna help us. Her name's Summer, but we call her Maria. Anyway, she's gonna help us get this hood off. Make sure you put it on there square.
Okay, like that.
Yep. Okay, you got it. Oh, all right, it's out.
Oh.
All right, well, now can you hold this? Or can you do the other side? We gotta get the other side now. But you're gonna have to hold the hood. You normally go like this when you do it. So why don't you hold this side and I'll do it. Okay, so don't let it fall and break the windshield. Kind of keep your hand behind it so it's steady. All right, got it. It's gonna get heavy in the front. You on the wiper.
Okay.
There you go. Got it? All right, you're doing fine. She's doing fine, guys. All right, now we're gonna go all the way up. See if I can get this on there. Okay, we got it. Now we're gonna grab like this, put it right on the roof. You got the antenna side. You gonna be able to go up that high? Oh, she got it. Look how tough she is. See that? Oh. Okay, keep going. Here, go that way. All right. We're gonna set it right. See this thing? Yeah. We wanna get it right on that rack. Well, right. That will work. All right. Step one, complete. Thank you, Summer, for your help. Got any other words of advice?
No.
Nothing. Okay, nothing this time. Nothing for now, but I'm sure we'll probably have to bring her back later and get another helping hand at some point. At least, if nothing else, bolting that hood back on. So this is what we got, guys. This is the motor. It is a Saturn Vue motor. I think it's a 2.2. You know, you'd think I would know. I ordered the timing chain. Yes, I believe it's 2.2. I think the next thing we need to do is get this air box out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and work our way right down through. The timing chain's right under here somewhere. And the first thing I would like to do is see why it quit running. Now, I have heard this is not a clearance motor. Not a clearance motor. This is not... What I'm trying to say is if the timing chain broke, then it broke the head. So if it did, we're going to have to take the head off too. And we can do that, I think. We'll see. Okay, so let's get this air cleaner out of the way. And okay, I'll call you again if I need you. Thank you. Looks like we got to get us a screwdriver down under there. Oh, you know, I forgot I had a mic on. I think I was yelling at you guys, and I have a mic on. Well, sorry about that. Okay, got the little screwdriver. Should be just enough to weasel down in here. I think I'm going to take this jacket off because it's a little bit warm out here. Believe it or not, it's a little warm. We're in Michigan here, and it's getting cold out, but fortunately, it's a little bit warm right now. And they have a hose clamp down here, right here at the bottom. So we'll start by getting that out. And that's going to be the start of us getting our air cleaner off. And I guess I should look at what I'm doing instead of looking at you guys, huh? But I think it's coming loose. Boom. Take it like this. Tighten it up. Squeeze and wiggle. And wiggle. Squeeze some more. And wiggle. And there we go. Okay, step 1. Complete. Or is this step 2? I called it step 1. I think it's probably step 2. Step 1 was getting that hood off. So we got the air cleaner out of the way. You guys want to see what it looks like now? Now you can kind of see a little more what's going on here. See a little more of the motor. I'm betting at one point it said under this, which is awfully oily, 2.0 probably. And look at that air cleaner, guys. Holy moly. Guys, look at that. Change your air cleaners once in a while, would you? Talk about poor maintenance. Whose car is this? Well, I guess if we did good maintenance, we would have changed this timing chain right here before now, before it ruined the head. So what should we do next? That's the big question. Probably let's make sure this battery's unhooked. Oh yeah, it's not there. Just joking, I already knew. I knew it wasn't there. Step 3 out of the way. Got the battery out of the way. So that's a good thing. So I'm thinking the next thing, we probably are going to have to get this valve cover off. Maybe get this air box the rest of the way out of the way. This air box here, we'll get that the rest of the way out of the way. I think the spark plug wires are under this, so we'll pull that off and take a look there. And we'll get this valve cover off. Sounds like a plan to me. Okay, so I pulled this air cleaner box bolt out. And we got the air cleaner out. And it looks pretty nasty and oily, but that's okay. So now that's out of the way. And wow, we can really see the front of this motor pretty good now. See what's going on now. Now I have heard that you have to have this up in the air to do this. I really don't know. You can tell this car's been sitting for a minute, but that's okay. We're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and get this off. We'll probably have to pull our spark plug wires. We're gonna have to label them some sort of way, because if I just take them off, I'm not gonna know which way they go back on. So let's go ahead and zip them off. And so far I've been doing the right thing and just throwing all the bolts up there. And I do believe this has our spark plugs attached to it somehow. I'd like to unplug this little computer thing right here so we don't ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. Mess the wires up. There it goes. Okay, we got it, guys. So no worries there. Now I'm thinking, if I just give it a yank. Oh, and look at that. They come off. Huh. I don't have to mark them. So, plus to that, I think what we'll do with this is we're going to drop these bolts back in here. That way, we know that way we know these bolts go to this. And I don't even have to mark what wire goes where, because you can't screw it up. So I'm going to set this over out of our way. We'll clean it up later. Before we put it back on, we'll clean it up. So who wants to see what we can see now? I do. That's the plugs down in there. And the plus side, I don't see any of those full of oil. Sometimes those will fill up with oil and it's just a mess. So fortunately ours are not. I think the next order of business is let's get this valve cover off and the timing chain. Maybe we could just, maybe we could see if it broke. Maybe we could see when we get that off if the timing chain broke or what happened. Looks like it's just a bunch of bolts. Matter of just taking a bunch of bolts off. I think I can leave the plugs in there. And I also think these are 10 millimeters. So everything I've done so far, including taking the hood off, has been a 10 millimeter bolt. So what do you think about that? I think that's pretty cool. Maybe we can do it without the swivel for this first part. All right. Okay guys, we got the valve cover off. And let me just show you what I discovered. This thing is still really tight. I mean, really tight. I thought for sure it'd be loose and hanging down and weird. It's not. So it freaked me out. I'm like, whoa, what happened? Does this thing run? Should I put it back together and try it again? No, I've tried it 100 times. It doesn't run. So I got to poking around like I do with my flashlight, and I saw right down in here, and I'm going to see if I can show you guys. If you look right down, let's see, you're going to have to get the light down in there more. Right there, if you look right here, there's a tensioner. Move that light over right there. There's a tensioner down in there. It's hard to see. There's a black tensioner down there, and it's just wobbling around. It's hard to see. You're going to have to take my word for it. There's a tensioner down in there wobbling. Just I think what it did is it broke and fell down in there and kept this thing alive, possibly. Maybe we didn't break the head and bend all the valves. And if that's the case, great. Good for everybody. That's going to work out good for all of us. That's all I'm saying. And look how clean this motor is. Somebody kept up on their oil changes. Not trying to toot my own horn, but maintenance on this car, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Look how clean it is. I mean, if you ask me, there's not, I mean, that, wow, huh? That's what I'm talking about. So, hopefully, we didn't ruin the head. We just had a little bit of tensioner failure. If that's the case, everything's just going to go a lot better. So, the question is, should I do a leak down test on this? Or should I just put the new chain on and see what happens? I'm thinking leak down would be smarter, because if it did mess that head up, we're going to want to know. I think the first thing we'll do, though, is we'll set that timing chain where all the dots are supposed to be, and then we can see if the dots line up, if it did jump time, and how much if it did. Because if it only jumped a little tiny bit, like one tooth, maybe just one tooth, let's just say, for example, I think we'll be okay. So I'm going to stop here for tonight, guys. I got to get some food in this belly. We're going to have us some taco salad. I got to get a shower because I got to work tomorrow. So this will be it for tonight. I think we got a good jump on it. And we'll get back with you guys tomorrow. Okay, guys, it's Saturday. I'm going to put in a good lengthy amount of time finally on our Saturn. And I was trying to recall where we left off, but I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to get this motor mount off. There's a bunch of 10mm bolts. We're going to have to get that serpentine belt off. We're going to have to get that harmonic balancer off and all the bolts for the timing cover. So we're going to get this timing cover off. We're going to reset this timing so we can put number one at top dead center and have the cams where they're supposed to be. And we're going to do a leak down test so we can find out if the head's good or not. So that's what's on our agenda for today. And I'm going to go ahead and get started by getting this motor mount off of here. And then we're going to have to support the motor up with the jack and a board. Not a big deal. We'll get that stuff set up. We'll get that motor mount off. A couple more bolts here. Oh, motor's dropping quite a bit there. I think we need to jack her up some more. There we go. Let's see. Okay, I think that's going to be better, hopefully. Okay. Our motor mount bolts. We'll do the right thing and stack them up here with the rest of them. There's the mount. We got it. So far, so good. Just set that aside. No big deal. I'll show you what we got. So that gives us a lot more, well, room to get in there, I guess. My mic is dead, so if the sound's not as good, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But this is what we got. We got our mount out of the way. We're going to get this bracket out of the way. That's part of the mount. We'll get our serpentine belt off there. Then we're going to remove some 10 millimeters. And then we'll finally get to the timing chain. So then we can see what's really going on in there. Got all our timing chain bolts out. Now we need to see if we can pry this timing chain cover. I said timing chain bolts. I meant timing chain cover bolts. I'm trying to do this one-handed so you guys can see too. I think I got all the bolts. Okay, let me see if I can get this loosened up for us, and then I'll bring you guys back in. Alright guys, I wanted to give you an update. I did get that timing chain cover off, and I actually ended up going a little bit further because I was worried that the head did hit the pistons, and sure enough it did. I was just going to give you a quick update and show you what we're dealing with. So there's the timing chain cover off. We went ahead and pulled the head off. When I didn't video it, I should have. My camera died and I didn't get a chance to video it. But what happened was, you can see the valves are sitting on top of the piston. They broke. There's some down in there. And we also got right here, we actually have a hole in the piston. Let me get a light. I can show you guys better. We got valves down in that cylinder that broke. This cylinder right here, right there, there's a hole in the piston. So with that being said, that pretty much toasts this project, unless I want to pull the oil pan, push that piston out, and put another piston in this thing. Is this car worth all that work? Probably not, really. I would say it's not worth the work. But I'm going to ask you guys if you'd like to see me do it and see if I can get it running. Doesn't mean I will, but I'm going to ask you guys anyway. Throw it down there in the comments. If you'd like to see me give it a try, I might. It looks like the oil pan's accessible from underneath. I could pull it out, push that piston out, and just put one rod in it. I could show you the underneath of our head here. You can see all the valves that are missing there are all the ones that broke. Looks like every single valve in this thing got bent. So yeah. And let me tell you something. This happened in my driveway, and it was just about idling. I mean, I didn't rev it up. It started running funny, and it shut off. I tried to start it about 2 or 3 times. I shouldn't have probably. But I didn't realize it was a timing chain at the time. I just thought, what the heck, you know, it's running funny. So now I'm to the crossroads. Do I just scrap the whole thing, throw in the towel, which is what I may end up doing? I'm just not sure. But I thought I would update you, make this little video. If you have a Saturn or a 2.2 motor, stay up on that timing chain because you don't want this to happen to you. All right, guys, I went ahead and pulled the oil pan bolt. We are going to go ahead and pull that oil pan off, and we're going to just see how hard it would be to push these pistons out and maybe throw some new pistons in it. I don't know for sure that we're going to do it yet, but we figured we're this far, we might as well take the oil pan off and see what we see. So let's show you what we see. Alright guys, we got it. All the bolts out. But it's a tight fit, let me tell you. I'm trying, I got a dipstick tube up here catching stuff. I'm trying to muscle past. There we go. Aha, now. Can kind of see. Alright. Let me see that camera, and I can show you guys. There's the, well, let me get a light in here, so there they are. There's the cranking rods. Let's see, hey Carter, you want to turn this motor over for us? Keep going. Hold it a little more. Right there, we'll take these two out. We can pop that piston out and so on and so forth. Now that we have the oil pan out of our way, should I go ahead and slide the pistons out of there? What do you think, Carter?
I think we do it.
He thinks we do it. If nothing else, we can hang them pistons on the wall of shame with some other broken parts we have. Alright guys, I just wanted to update you on our Saturn situation. And by the time I priced out the parts, pistons, gaskets, a new cylinder head, bearings, because if we're in that far, we're going to have to put bearings in it. The price of all the parts far exceeds the value of the vehicle. So we are going to throw the towel in on this one. Unfortunately, we have to send it to the graveyard, guys. Always like to keep them running if we can. It's just not practical. It really isn't. It would have made a great Winter Warrior vehicle for me, but I think we're just gonna have to cut our losses and find something else. Maybe sell it for parts. If anyone, if you're in the lower Michigan area and you need parts, message me. Cut you a really good deal. We're gonna scrap the car anyway. It looks like it's got a great set of tires on it. Interior is really nice. It's a 5-speed car. If anybody needs any parts, hit me up. It's gonna conclude this video. Thanks for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you.